Russian Foreign Ministry summoned the U.S. ambassador on Monday, protesting what it claimed was the use of U.S.-made advanced missiles in a Ukrainian attack on Russian-annexed Crimea. The attack reportedly resulted in the deaths of 5 people, including 2 children, and left over 100 wounded. The U.S. ambassador to Moscow was handed a formal démarche, with Russian officials asserting that the United States bears equal responsibility with Ukraine for the incident in Sevastopol. This port city in Crimea witnessed the downing of 5 Ukrainian missiles, with debris causing fatalities and injuries. In a stern statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry declared that Ukraine launched 5 U.S.-supplied missiles, whose guidance was given U.S. satellite intelligence, essentially calling Washington as a party to war on Ukraine's side. Vassily Nebenzia, Russian ambassador to the United Nations, labeled grave allegations on the U.S. supervising the missile attack.
During the Great Orthodox Feast of Pentecost, the Saint Trinity, Kiev regime, supported by the USA, carried out a heinous attack against civilians in the Russian city of Sevastopol in Crimea. Ukraine launched 5 US-supplied ATACMS missiles armed with cluster munitions. All flight missions were introduced by the US experts based on the US satellite intelligence. An American Global Hawk UAV was patrolling the airspace over the Crimean Peninsula. The beach area, packed with peaceful citizens enjoying their weekend and Orthodox holiday, was hit. Fire came from the sky on unprotected people who had nowhere to hide. Sand turned into blood.
Russian ambassador to the United Nations, Vassily Nebenzia, further accused the U.S. of direct involvement, stating, "The fact that the U.S. is directly involved in this crime is beyond any doubt." He also condemned Washington and its allies for allegedly supporting a neo-Nazi regime in Kyiv and encouraging attacks against civilians.
The fact that the US is directly involved in this crime is beyond any doubt. Washington and its allies foster a neo-Nazi regime in Kyiv and encourage their puppets in Kyiv to commit terrorist acts against civilians. Recently, the NATO countries gave the Kyiv regime a green light to conduct strikes deep into the Russian territory. We are not surprised that the Western media keep silent about this tragedy. The lives of the Russian civilians are of no interest to them.
While there has been no immediate response from US or Ukrainian officials regarding these allegations, the claims about the missile origins still cannot be verified independently. Since Russia's offensive over 3 years ago, Ukraine has heavily depended on Western-supplied weaponry to counter the Kremlin's forces. This military aid has been pivotal in maintaining the current front lines, which stretch over 1,000 kilometers in eastern and southern Ukraine.